James, what's going on, man?
What's up? What's up?
Thank you for coming in. What are you getting done today?
A nice blowout with a mad taper.
On the sides, you want to take any length?
Just a little bit.
So you want to take some length off the sides. What about on top?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, and then a taper.
Tape the beard. That's the one thing I'm worried about, the beard and edges.
Okay. With the beard, you want to keep it as full as possible?
Full as possible, tape it.
When you say tapered, what do you mean by that? Like fade it in?
Yeah.
Fade it in, and then do you want to take any length off of it? No? All right, bro, let's do it.
YouTube, what is going on, guys? Today we got a crazy transformation. I'm gonna start off styling his hair, lifting his hair, getting volume, coiling it, because I want to cut the bulk on the sides into a finished look. And because that's how he wears his hair, I'm not gonna sit here, pick his hair out, spend 20 minutes doing that just to coil it up. Now we are going to cut some length off, but we're just going to cut enough length to make it look healthy. So what I'm doing now is I'm debulking, especially around the edges, debulking where I'm going to place the taper, and just creating shape above that. So I use my 1.5 to start off with, and a number 2, and then we freehand from there the shape that I'm looking to have from a front view, front profile. All right. We'll do that on both sides, and we'll taper both sides. So we're gonna start the taper on this side now that it's prepared. I started with my bald line, and now my blade all the way open. Okay, we're gonna blend this area out. We're starting closed, and we're gonna open it little by little, going against the grain. So if you see me turning my clipper, it's because I'm trying to go against the grain, which is the opposite of the hair growth direction, the natural direction. Okay, next step, we're gonna use our number 1 guard open, and if you notice, when I get towards the edges, I'll go with the grain a bit, just to try to keep it a little bit darker and fuller, prepared for that lineup. I went number 1 guard closed, going against the grain, and then right beneath that, we'll use that half guard. If you're following along with the color guide on the bottom left corner, you'll know the half guard is that green guard. All right, below that, just to detail it and just to follow through, make sure it's blended all the way through, we will use the blade all the way open, because that's what runs into that half guard. It's right beneath it, right? So at this point, we're gonna detail it some. We're gonna look to debulk in certain areas. I'm looking at like little dark spots while I'm here. If you notice with that 1 guard, you can still freehand. But it's much easier to just freehand with no guard. Now, if you're nervous about it, you can keep a guard on there or open the blade all the way up and create the shape that way. All right, so now he said he wanted to fade the beard in. I'm going with my 1.5 guard with the grain and then against. And then from there, we can blend into the taper there. So we'll go just like we're doing a fade, number 1 guard open, close it. A lot of times I'll skip the half guard with the beard. As you can see, it just works out for me. And we'll close it little by little until it's completely faded.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
Now, he did eventually tell me he wanted to take some length off the beard, so I'm just freehanding it a bit, and just making sure that it blends into the rest of that taper. I'm gonna lower the mustache down. I'm using the number 1 guard closed with the grain, because I do want to keep it full, but I want to take some of that curly length off. All right, guys, so here we go. We're gonna start the other side. Let's see if you can follow along. Let's see if you know what I'm gonna do, why I'm doing it, especially after I explain the first side, right? So debulking this side, 1.5 guard, it's all the way open. Number 2 guard above that, like we did on the other side. Notice I'm coming off of the head because I'm getting it ready to be able to freehand that shape. Now at some point in this haircut, I do I do look at both sides and I try to make sure that they're balanced. And I think what I'm gonna do is do a more like a extended, maybe like a 40-minute long tutorial for the academy on this haircut, because I know some of you guys in the academy struggle with this hair texture. So we'll definitely do a longer extended version, more in depth, and I'll put it on the academy pretty soon. So look out for that, my academy members. So we did the blade open, faded that out. Now we're doing the one open. Now this side was a little bit tougher. I felt like it just didn't blend the same way that the other side did for whatever reason. So after I faded up, I did go ahead and followed up by fading down, and that stretched out the blend and made it more gradient. And you'll see me do that. Alright, so I went back to that 1.5 guard all the way open, now close, and you'll see I'm going to start to blend down. One open, one closed, half guard, and I think that this made a world of difference on this side of the taper. Alright, blending this beard, same steps.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
Alright guys, so here we go. Let's go ahead and start the back. I'm going to debulk it with this 1.5 guard. And again, I'm lifting off of the occipital bone. I still want to keep that shape, that wedged shape. And this is an important part right here, going with the grain to make that transition, that connection. Because his hair wants to curl up, especially below his occipital bone. And so I want to make sure that it's not. I want to make sure that it has a nice, easy transition. So I went 1.5 guard with the grain to kind of debulk it. And then a number 2 guard against the grain to lower even more. And I think that's a good transition into that shape. And now we could just start the taper. So same way we did the sides, we're going to do this taper with blade open and then start to fade out that bottom line. Next step would be, that's right, one open. When I get to the right side of his taper, you'll notice I'm holding the clipper kind of weird. I'm trying to reach around my camera without bumping it because I got it pretty close right here. I'm trying to get some nicer angles throughout the video. I was inspired by Irwandi, the Malaysian goat, to get some better angles, and so I hope you guys noticed that, you know, we put some stress on my tendons and ligaments and my back to make this video happen. Alright, and with this taper, I do like to start to blend from angles like this because I want to make sure that it flows nicely on the sides. And it like sometimes you can make it look too dark in that area and it just doesn't look like it's part of the same cut. And so I think it's very important to fade in specific angles and views. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin the lineup.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
Alright guys, so here on the top of the beard, he wanted to keep it wide, so we're gonna enhance his beard. It's his birthday, he's turning 40, so we're enhancing his cut. I want him to, you know, lead a shot feeling like a new man. So We're trying to keep the lineup as natural as possible, but we will enhance the cut. So I want it to still look good. He wants the beard full, and it'll look good once we put the razor on it. It'll look full. It'll look cleaner with the lineup. But yeah, just be prepared for all my enhancement haters. I'm just kidding, guys. It's okay to not like enhancements. I got nothing against y'all. Oh, I wanted to point out this side right here. So you can see he has a lot of overgrowth on his hairline here. So I'm gonna start the vertical bar there, but you notice I start to freehand that overhang out and to create that corner, and then we lined up that corner. I know that can be a challenging part for some people, especially my newer guys, but that was just overhanging here. You had a freehand out of the way, and you just treat it like a regular lineup. All right, don't let it intimidate you. I like to take my time behind the ears, because if you rush this, you might end up giving him a helmet head, going up too high above the ears with his natural hairline. So I take my time there because that can ruin a cut. All right, same thing on this side of the beard. We're gonna try to keep it as natural as possible. I'm anticipating that the razor is going to take it to the next level, but we are going to enhance it. All right, so I'm going to coil it up again, and I'm looking for dead ends pretty much. And what you're going to notice is with these coils, there are some dead ends where you can see through it, right? So by cutting those ends off, you make the hair look more full and healthier. And that's what I'm focused here on, trimming the top. All right, and now let's enhance the cut. A little bit goes a long way in my opinion. I don't really like to make it too dark, so I just let some of the overspray get on the hairline and on the beard, and I like to tap with my trigger, and then I proceed to just hold that spray. Oh, you know what happened? I didn't have onyx, so I had to put more color than I typically would. Like if I was using onyx, I would just tap the trigger, but we use dark brown black on him. Where typically I would use onyx on darker skin like his. Okay, now we're gonna outline it, and I'm using the get beam technique. I feel like I applied too much pencil, so I went ahead and started brushing some of it off, cleaning it up. But we're gonna follow it up with the trimmer and then the razor. Guys, I don't know if you remember how he looked when he came into the shop, but I know it's my cut. It's just satisfying to see this transformation. All right, so he wanted it at the jawline. We went a little bit below the jawline. I use my professional opinion to do that. And guys, look at the before, guys. Look at the before. Look at it. And now look at the after. Dang. Now I had some rendering issues here at the end, but I didn't want to drop this tomorrow, so we're gonna leave it. Anyways, if you like what you see, let me know in the comments below. Smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, we drop daily content. Please do subscribe. This is the error that we had. But guys, look at the cut.